This is for the Indy resident group, the My Health features and functions. And you'll notice on Alex's homepage, he's got an icon here called My Health. It's pretty robust. And I selected the wrong icon, sorry. Let's go to My Health here. Okay, this is My Health. It consists of 4 different modules, if you will. The first module is a health journal. Now, let's go ahead and select the health journal. You'll notice in the health journal, Mr. Health was not here because we put the information right up front for them. The health journal is essentially for those residents, or those Indy residents rather, who want to keep track of their health. They're getting older and they want to kind of get the just like kind of have a running tab of their health. It's a health journal. So let's say, for example, Alex had a weight problem, or he was conscious of his weight. First, he would select weight, and then it tells him what to do. If this is the first time you have used the weight feature, type in your target weight first. So, okay, he wants to be 180 pounds, let's say. Let's say his current weight is 200 pounds. And then he's saying, well, I worked out today and took a 2-mile walk. Presses enter. All right. Now what you'll notice is down here, it's got the weight icon. It's got the date and the time that he entered this. It's got his current weight is 200, and his target weight is 180. And if he wanted to edit that entry, he could go here and edit. If he wanted to look at the notes he wrote, he just puts his cursor over it, and it shows him the notes that he wrote. I worked out today and took a 2-mile walk. However, maybe it'd be more applicable if I edit it and said, I think I will weigh myself later today. I feel like I lost a couple pounds. Or whatever he wants to write. This could be his exercise regimen that he puts in here. This could be what he just weighed on that date, and that's it. It just depends on how he wants to use it. He presses enter, and you'll notice when I go to notes that it's expanded. That it's off your screen, but it's expanded. And it works the same way with everything else. For example, blood sugar. If he's got a blood sugar situation, he took his blood sugar reading, and it was, say, I'm not sure about this, 120 over 80 or 80 over 120, and the BPM, I'm not sure. And he enters it. He presses enter, and then it's going to show him his blood, the time and the date that he did it, took his blood pressure and his pulse. He didn't write any notes. I'm sure that was blood pressure. Here's blood sugar. Same with a diet. Now, if he wanted to keep track of the foods he was eating, he could enter that information in here. If he was running a fever and he thought it'd be a good idea to continuously take his temperature over the week, that would be good. This wounds one works very well in the sense of if you've got a wound, we all know what it's like when you get a little bit older. Wounds need to be taken care of a little bit more aggressively than if you were younger. It actually states that here in this paragraph. And this is a way for them to watch their wounds. For example, he's got a skinned knee, and he's cleaned it with soap and water, and he puts a note in here, whatever, I need to check it, or I feel like I needed to go to the doctor. The whole point of this entire section is that the resident is kind of taking charge of their health and being involved in their own health more as they get older, which if you know anybody who's in the resident age, they're more conscious of it. And I press enter. This other one here is fairly interesting. This is for medications. Now he can go through here and he can list all his medications, right? It says the system provides a list of medications you previously entered in the health in contact info section, which I'll show you in a minute. If you not previously entered the medication, type it in the box named other medication. So say he's taking Talumet. In other words, what that paragraph was saying is if he's already entered his drugs that he's taking into the system, then when he goes to select the medication, it will appear in this drop-down menu. And then he puts the reason for it, his heart, and say he puts in a note, time, the date, dates, the time stamp, and he presses enter. So the point is, whenever he takes medication, he can enter it in here and have a very accurate idea of what he took that day, especially if you got a lot of different pills that you're taking throughout the day or the week or whatever. Here's other. This could be whatever other kind of health thing he wants to put in there. This could be for his mental health. It could be for whatever he feels. Okay, and then if you go back, you can continually scroll back a week and there's nothing in here probably. But the point is the system will continuously keep this log, and it's not even a bad idea if the doctor wants to take a look at it. He can share this with his doctor if he likes, or if he's got a nurse that comes by, or even if he's in a situation at your community and you've got some sort of medical help, he can even show that to them. Eventually, we will have a situation where you can show that to certain people online if he wants to. Okay, so now let's go back to the home page, and what I want to do is show you the next section. Okay, let's go to the health and contact info. And I want to start with this one because it's probably fresh in your memory. Earlier when we were looking at the medications for the health journal, this area just stores all of your healthcare information so you can have it on the ready if you need it. And this is a list of all the medications that you're taking, who prescribed it, the reason why you prescribed it, and the prescription dosage that you're supposed to take. And so, for example, you'll remember that when we did the drop-down menu for the medications under the journal, this Talamet, I think we made that up, was listed. He wants to add a new medication. He presses Add New Medication, and it's pretty straightforward stuff. The medication name, the generic name of the medicine, the reason why he's taking it, who is it prescribed by. Route is essentially how he's taking it. Medication type is type of medication it is. Take the medication, let's say 2 times a day, starting in per 3 days, starting at this date, and then at what time, and he can put in notes, and once he enters it. So essentially, when he completes this for each drug, he's creating a catalog of the drugs that he's taken. And then when he goes to go ahead and use his journal, that drug will be there for him, so he just has to use the pull-down menu and select it. He can also, in this section, write down the physicians that he's seeing, first name, last name, specialty, phone, all the information, the insurance that they accept, if he has a caretaker, as opposed to a physician who's coming by regularly, or even at your community if you've got one, then that information is there. The pharmacy or pharmacies that he usually uses, he can put in his emergency contact information here. Okay, here's his insurance information. He's got Medicare Part A. He can fill out this information here. And he's got Medicare Part B, and if he has an additional supplemental insurance, he can put it in here. So he has all his policy numbers and everything that's ready to go for him. Now, this last button here that says Print Data Sheet, if Alex went ahead and filled all this information out and then presses Print Data Sheet, it'll take all that information and structure it on kind of a one-page information page. So if he puts it in his pocket, or if he puts it in his wallet, or he keeps a couple of copies, one on the dresser, maybe one in the bedroom, the point is that he can have that information if something does happen to him, and he needs a paramedic, and maybe he's got this information in his wallet or in his pocket. It could be very, very helpful. And now we'll go to My Reminders in the My Health section. This is fairly straightforward. Select the icon below to add a reminder. You can add or edit or delete any reminder by selecting the Add, Edit, Delete icon next to the Health indicator. So what this is essentially where it says Welcome Alex. He can send a reminder for himself. In other words, to take his medicine. Let's say if he wants to go to medicine, and it says, let me lower this for you. Name of the medicine, that's at Talamet, and let's take it 3 times a day at the following times. We're going to say, 8 a.m. and then at 1 p.m. and then at 4 p.m. And he presses Enter. Okay. Now, what will happen is it tells him what his schedule is. But what will happen is this Welcome Alex will turn into an alert, and it'll have a picture of these drugs, and it'll say, take your medicine. And that's how that works. Now, eventually this will be able to send him an email if he's got some sort of mobile device that he carries with him. But for now, it's simply going to alert him up there. And it's also going to make a little sound. So if he has his computer screen open in his condo, and maybe he's walking around or he's doing something and he hears that sound, it's a reminder to let him know that he's got to take his medicine. And the last section for My Health is the Wellness Center. This is basically a lot like our news, our health news. But what this is, let me scroll down so you can get an idea of how much information is in here. This is updated every 4 hours. I'm not sure which feed this is, but it is a feed, a medical feed, and he can find out information pretty much about anything he wants to. If he wants to take a look at Body Aches News, he can go there, and he's got the latest update of Body Aches News, and from here he can probably find whatever he wants to. Okay, so it's just essentially a giant up-to-date feed of a wide variety of different types of ailments and healthcare news. So that's it for My Health. I encourage you guys to encourage your residents to really get involved with it, because once you do find that residents or seniors start to take more an aggressive look at their health, this is a nice little tool for them to do it.